The Doctor is a legend woven throughout history. When disaster comes, he's there. He brings the storm in his wake.
Hello, and welcome to the viewers. And this is an interesting show that we're starting for the first time. This is Leslie. I'm Ganesh.
Hi. As I said, I'm Leslie, and we are going to go travel through the time and space as we dive into the wonderful world of Doctor Who. And I'm so excited.
Absolutely, I'm so excited as well. I mean, it was an accidental discovery that both of us love the show so much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why not do a show about it? Right?
You know, it was
that was like
perfect.
Timing. Perfect.
I became a fan in like 2014. So I was a later in life fan, I guess.
Oh wow.
And I started watching it with my kids as a fun thing to do with my oldest. And
wow.
What about you?
So for me, the journey started in 2010 when we had a discussion in our production house regarding sci-fi, and sci-fi series at the time were not that popular because there were channels in India, right? Just a couple of them that used to play sci-fi movies and not too much. So we were fascinated because the first time Discovery talked about Doctor Who as a documentary.
Did you know where it was originally made? Like the original 1960s, it was originally made to teach kids about history, and the Doctor. But they realized that the episodes that pushed more sci-fi aspects and less history did better. So then they took off the track of it being a kids show for families to watch on Sunday nights to like more of a sci-fi show.
From an education point of view to an entertainment.
An entertainment point of view.
Right.
Basically, that was it. Yes.
That's really interesting. I'm surprised that BBC had the thought to actually create a sci-fi series like this, because I kind of felt that BBC has always been pretty specific about the kind of shows they want to make, and they were kind of limited by not just the viewership but also how the royal family dictates a lot of stuff.
It's true, yeah.
And I'm like, how did they get the creative freedom in that time?
Doctor Who definitely.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, it definitely came out. Like Coronation Street was going on then, and like all of these older like British shows were coming on. And then Doctor Who came out of nowhere. So they probably pushed it as like a family-friendly, let's sit down on Sunday night kind of show.
I know.
And then it didn't do so well, so they already had it out there. So they're like, let's just,
It became a hit.
It became such a hit. The first one went to it was run to 1989 or something like that. The first one, from like somewhere around there, and it went for a long run before it took the hiatus. Yeah, I enjoy the new series. I really do. I also am not a sci-fi fan. I like fantasy. I love fantasy, and so when Doctor Who came out and they were like, "Oh, it's a sci-fi show," I was kind of like, "I don't know if I want to watch it. I don't know if it's my cup of tea." Haha, British joke there.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. But I started watching it. I just watched one episode, and I became absolutely hooked. I was like, I adored the Ninth Doctor. Right. I found him charming. I found him personable. I just loved. I fell in love from the first series 9, episode 1.
Episode 1.
Obsessed.
Right. Perfect.
Started my love of sci-fi. Well,
I love that. So, did you know that doctors are going to regenerate? Because when Christopher Eccleston was on the verge of dying, I'm like, crap, what's gonna happen? Exactly. Is this the end of the series or what? And suddenly his face changes.
It changes. It's kind of like what's that? James Bond. They just keep bringing one James Bond ages out of being it, and then they bring in another one, and they just keep it going.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
At least for the MI6 part, right? The fictional Bond series. Every time the person dies, whoever is the next agent in training gets trained to become this 007. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
But here, it's the same freaking body.
It's true. They all have the same. Yeah, that's true.
Body.
They have the same body, the same memories, the same everything.
Exactly.
I kind of like it because it gives different actors a chance to kind of do it, and I really like the different doctors, how the personalities and how they interact with Rose and how they interact with all the other characters, and how they just kind of make it their own.
Right.
The Doctor their own. I think that's so fun.
All right. So, question for you. The biggest nemesis for Doctor Who is which species or which group of aliens?
That's a tough one because there's so many. I really like the Weeping Angels because they're just so clever and cunning, and like it doesn't stop. It really those episodes really get your like heart racing.
Right.
So let's go with Weeping Angels.
You are? Okay.
But they're not really against. It's a tough question, to be honest.
Right?
It is.
I believe personally it's the Master because the Master, just like the Time Lord, can go back in time and space
and change things.
And to a point where I believe the Master was in cahoots with the Cybermen.
Yes, he was at one point. Yes, yes, they were.
Right. So even a Dalek, if I'm not wrong, he was also in league with the Daleks.
Yeah, they're all kind of in league, but they're all kind of in league with each other.
Right.
So I guess the Master, because he kind of controls the other side, like he's like the yin and yang of the Time Lord, like the Doctor.
Right.
And without him, then there would be no need to go back and forward in time because he's the one that sets up. Yeah, because he's the one that sets. Yeah. So I guess the Master would be like the ultimate.
Would be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but my personal favorite, I mean, as the most silliest of enemies are the Daleks.
Yeah, I do like Daleks. They're just exterminate. I love it. Like I just I like follow them around with their little lasers and the Empty Children, which is my kid's favorite episode, but creepy episode. That is probably the creepiest episode. Yeah. So.
And I think this is the episode where Jack Harkness gets it.
Yes, it is. He's the other companion. That's where he picks up Rose. He like saves Rose from the Empty Child, and then and that's where Captain Jack. And he is another,
I love
character.
him.
I do too. Yeah, I do.
I love the fact that he's, gender fluid, if you want to call it that, because he loves all kinds of species and
he does like he's species like he kind of just is there and he comes in and out. I do like the episodes. He adds a little bit of flair to the episodes that he's in.
Everyone thinks he is going to be the face of Bo. The face of Bo is this guy, Jack Harkness, because he never dies.
That's true.
He never dies. He always he does not regenerate like Doctor. But if he gets killed,
he can just
comes back to life.
Yeah, just reach out.
It's the face of Bo, apparently.
Yeah, it's fun. It's very interesting. I just like Doctor Who. I could talk about it for ever and ever and ever. As long as the show's been on, I could talk about it. So the Doctor kind of leaves his mark wherever he goes.
So true. All right. So, I think that's an interesting start to the episode.
Yeah, I do too. I think so too.
Yeah, all right. So I think we will continue the conversation regarding the series in the next episode as well. And I think we will break it down
episode by episode. We can talk about episode of the TARDIS. We can talk about the sonic screwdriver. We can talk about characters. There's so much we can talk about. Right. But I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up for this episode, and do join us for the next one. And be sure to like and subscribe and share it with all other Doctor Who fans who love being part of the conversation. Right, so take care.
All right,
we're signing out.